Good morning. Good morning, please. Good morning, guys. Yeah, good morning. I think we have started something. Yes. So let me draw the diagram once again, and then we can. Okay, so this is the thing. Yesterday we have drawn. No? This is nothing but water. Equivalent rod. This is the equivalent conductivity. So this is about the thing, and here it is. This is theta degree. No? Theta 1 degree is greater than theta degree, and here theta degree is greater than theta 1 degree. So this is nothing but junction. Okay, junction means I think you know the junction. What is meaning of this? That is the this is the joint of these two rods. That's why we can call it as junction. And yesterday till where we have discussed that. So therefore in series in series combination. In series combination, then we can write R is equals to R1 plus R2. Yeah, so then same thing we can write here. R is equals to what we can write. So we got R1 is equals to L1 by K1A, R2 is equals to L2 by K2A. Then here, what is equivalent thermal resistance means this is R, this is R1, and this is R2. So then R is equals to, we can write L1 plus L2 upon K A. Therefore, using this relation L1 plus L2 upon Ka is equals to, we can write L1 by K1A plus L2 upon K2A. A is common, we can cancel that. L1 plus L2 by K, that's equals to L1 by K1 plus L2 by K. So till here, no, you wrote students yesterday. From there onwards, how can we write this is so therefore this K is taken this side and this entire term is brought to this side. Then we will get so K is equals to L1 plus L2 upon L1 by K1 plus L2 by K. So this is the coefficient of equivalent thermal conductivity will be like this. So this is also written as students. Online people, till where you have written yesterday? This is finished.
Series we have to write.
So write it to those who are and make the changes if anything missing in your diagrams. Therefore, this is about this thing. So for two rods, look at here for n conductors of each area. So instead of two, if you keep on connecting n number of rods, then on such case equivalent thermal conductivity will be for two rods you wrote L1 plus L2. No? For n number of rods, L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus L4 and so on Ln upon L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2 plus L3 by K3 plus and so on. In terms of summation, we can write K equals sigma of I is equals to 1 to n Li, and upon sigma of I equals to 1 to n Li by Ki. As you know that one, what is the meaning of the sigmas? Got it? Sigma is nothing but sum. No? Yeah.
Sir, if area is variable, then
Ma?
sir, if area is variable, then what, sir?
If the area is varying means we have to use this relation instead of this A. That case also we'll see that one. You can first copy this. Instead of L1 by K1 A, we should write L1 by K1 A1 divided by plus L2 by K2 A2. Instead of how you wrote L1 plus L2, similarly you have to write A1 plus A2. Understand this? If area is different, A1 instead of here, lengths are different, area is same. That's why equivalent length I wrote L1 plus L2, area is A. But area is also different means then I can take this is the instead of this A, how I wrote this L1 plus L2, similarly I should write A1 plus A2. Here K1 A1, K2 A2. That's only the difference. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Copied, no? So next after that, keep subheading in that only temperature of the junction. Temperature of the junction. So is it copied, Amma? I'm going to this.
1 second, sir. 1 second.
Yeah. Temperature of the junction. Okay, so how to calculate the temperature of the junction means here this end was maintained at theta 1 degree, this end was maintained at theta 2 degree. This is the joint of these two rods. This is the joint of the two rods, which was at maintained theta degree. How do we calculate theta means as we told that what will be same in series combination? What will be same? We have written already.
Area.
No, area, okay. Next, apart from that, here area is okay. Yeah, rate of heat flow is the same. So hence, in series combination, in series combination, rate of heat is same. What is the rate of heat formula? Here I am writing. So therefore, rate of heat H is equals to, we can write Ka into delta theta upon L. So therefore, H1 be the rate of heat to the first rod means H1 is equals to H2, I can write. What is the rate of heat through this rod means H1, the rate of heat through this rod is H2. H1 means per second rate of heat, whatever the amount of the heat that will flow from this rod is same as the heat flown from this rod per second is same. Already we have discussed that. According to this, H is equals to product of Ka delta theta upon L means coming to the H1 is the heat flow in the first rod per second. And so here what is the thermal conductivity? K1. No? Here A is there, area is same, let it be A. And delta theta means what is the temperature difference between the two ends of the first conductor means this end is maintained at theta 1, this end is maintained at theta 2 means delta theta means I can write theta 1 minus theta. Got it? No? Upon here L is there, L1 is the length, that's why I can write L1 here. So then H2, coming to H2, yeah, tell me K2, A, temperature difference, theta, yeah, theta minus theta 2 upon L2, this A gets cancelled. Cross multiplying this, then if L1 is come to this side and L2 is come to this side, then I can write K1 L2 of theta 1 minus theta, that's equals to K2 L1 of theta minus theta 2. So multiplying, expand, multiply that. So therefore K1 L2 theta 1 minus K1 L2 theta is equals to K2 L1 theta minus K2 L1 theta 2. So this minus term is taken to this side and this minus term is taken to this side, then we will get here K1 L2 theta 1 is there, K1 L2 theta 1 plus, this is become minus became plus, so then plus K2 L1 theta 2 will be there, K2 L1 theta 2. And here already K2 L1 theta, and if it is brought to this side plus K1 L2 theta, theta is common means what can I write here? Theta of K2 L1 plus K1 L2, and keep theta one side, remaining terms on one side means theta, that's equals to what can I write? K1 L2 theta 1 plus K2 L1 theta 2 upon what you can write? K2 L1 plus K1. So this is the temperature of the junction we can calculate. Okay, so this is about the temperature of the junction. So it's the same thing, nothing new we did. The same what we have discussed about yesterday. Based on that only, we have derived equivalent thermal conductivity. And what is the temperature of the junction? Here the temperature of the junction is theta, means what is the value of theta we have calculated by using this. Okay.
Sir, in series combination, we have to take R is equal to R1 plus R2, sir.
Yeah, thermal resistance, effective thermal resistance will be sum of the thermal resistance of the individuals.
Sir, any reason, sir?
Any reason means so here let us compare with this electrical resistance. This is R1, this is R2. A amount of the current is flowing. What is an equivalent resistance between the points A and B? That we have studied in lower classes. No? There are 2 points. In between those 2 points, 2 resistors are there, R1 and R2. What is an equivalent resistance between R1 and R2? I mean, between A and B?
R1 plus R2.
So why it is R1 plus R2 means the net potential difference between A and B equal to what can I write? Potential difference across this is say V1, this is say V2 only. No, understand?
Yes, sir.
So then the potential difference between VAB, that's equal to what can I write? Potential difference sum of this V1 and V2. Then I can write V1 and V2. According to Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. No, potential difference is nothing but product of current into resistance. Then current between A and B is the same, that is I. I into resistance between A and B, that's equals to V1 means according to Ohm's law, V1
IR1.
means difference across I R1 plus V2 means I
R2.
this I gets cancelled. Resistance between A and B is equal to what can I write? R1 plus R. Similarly, here also same amount of the heat is flowing. No? So here temperature difference is what? Here temperature difference is you can write theta 1 minus theta. Temperature difference is theta minus theta 1. What is the overall temperature difference? Theta 1 minus theta 2. Overall temperature difference theta 1 minus theta 2, we can write it as theta 1 minus theta plus theta minus theta 2. Similarly, how we wrote VAB equal to V1 plus V2. Similarly, temperature difference we can write like this. There also, if we are follow this, then we will get this only. Because of that, directly we have taken that series combination R equals to R1 plus R2.
Thank you, sir.
So in this series combination, we have to always take that heat flow rate of heat flow is equal.
What am I not getting properly?
In
Series combination.
so we have to always take rate of heat as same, sir.
Yeah, in series combination, rate of heat is same because there is no other way, no. If we are given any other way, heat may flow along that way also, but there is only one way to flow that. That's why all the heat which was flown has to along this path only. That's why rate of heat will be same in steady state.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So right next keep submitting a parallel combination. Okay, so parallel combination. You know very well about the series and parallel combinations. Let us see this one. Parallel combination. Let me draw the diagram, then we can go for this parallel combination. So like this is about parallel combination. Let two rods. Here I am going to consider the same length. Length is L, but the area of cross section of this one is A and this one is A2. Okay, so this is A1, this is A2, whose thermal conductivity is K1. The second rod whose thermal conductivity is K2. Both are not made up of the same material, they are made up of the different material. The first one of the material whose coefficient of thermal conductivity is K1 are placed with the material which is having a coefficient of thermal conductivity K2 and area A2, radius in length is L. Let this end of this entire slab was maintained at theta 1 degree. This end of this entire slab was maintained at theta 2 degree. The thermal resistance of the first one R1, that's equal to what can I write? L divided by K1 A1 because L is same. And thermal resistance of the second one, that's equals to L upon K2 A2. Okay, so now let us go with an equivalent rod. This is the equivalent rod. I told you that to be an equivalent rod, what it must be? What it must be? Yeah, what it must be? Length is L, so this is K. Equivalent. Okay, so this is area. This A is equal to, I can write A1 plus A2. Okay. So why I have taken A1 plus A2 means the effective area of the conductor through which the heat is flowing means here through A1 area heat is emerging out, through A2 area heat is emerging out means what is an effective area through which the heat is emerging out is this A1 plus A2. To have the same area which was heat is emerging out, that's why I have to consider this rod A is equal to A1 plus A2 and whose thermal resistance is let it be R. This is also equivalent. I am telling this now. So let me draw the diagram. Theta 1 degree and this is about theta 2 degree. So students, I am telling that this is the equivalent rod of this. So it means that if you remove these two and you can replace with that equivalent, nothing will be happen. How I am telling means these two rods together allows how much amount of the heat per second. The single one can do the same. So single one can do the same means, for example, let us go with one example. Okay, so this is the beaker. Okay, here one hole is drilled, and here one more hole is drilled. From here onwards, per second, 1 liter of water is coming out. From here onwards, 0.5 liter of water is coming out. Okay, coming out. So I made an identical vessel. I made an equivalent hole this. So when this hole will be equivalent of these two means from this hole, if the water is coming out from 1.5 liter per second, then that will be equivalent to these two. Understand this point? So here there are two holes are there. From the first hole, half liter of water is ejecting out from the tank, and from the second hole, 1 liter of water is ejecting out. Where we need to punch an vein. What is an equivalent hole where we need to punch, or we need to punch to get the same means? What it means that, for example, if I made a hole through which the 1.5 liter of water is coming, means instead of punching these two holes, if I punch a single hole, we will get the same amount of outlet or not. Understand this point, students.
Yes,
There
sir.
are the two holes are there in a tank. First hole is 0.5 liter of water is ejecting out per second. From the second hole, 1.1 liter of water is ejecting out. So in the instead of doing these two holes, what is the hole which we need to punch, means if that hole gives the same 1.5 liter of water ejecting out per second, then that will be the equivalent of these two. Why means this will plays the same role as the role played by these two. These two holes together giving a outlet of 1.5 liter. The single hole will giving the same amount of 1.5 liter outlet, means instead of punching these two holes, if I punch a hole like this, then that will be the replacement of these two. Understand? Got it? So similar manner, this is an equivalent of these two, means how I am saying that these two. For example, first rod through first rod 10 joules per second heat is flowing. For second rod 15 joules per heat is flowing per second from one end to other end. So these two rods together allows how much amount of the heat per second? 10 plus 15, 25. If this rod allows the 25 joules of heat per second, then that will be the equivalent of these two. Instead of having these two, we can remove these two and we can replace with this. There will be nothing change will be happen in the flow of heat. These two, this one will give the same amount of the heat as the heat given by these two rods. So that's why this is an equivalent rod. I am telling you that is the equivalent meaning of that one. Okay, so that is about this thing. So coming to that, in parallel combination, what can I write? In parallel combination, then we can write 1 by r equals to, we can write 1 by r1 plus 1 by r2 in similar way. So therefore 1 by r means what can I write? 1 by r, that's equals to here the r value, that's equals to here also L divided by k into a. So then I can write here 1 by r means 1 by r, that's equals to 1 divided by L by ka is equals to 1 by r1 means 1 divided by L divided by k1 a1 plus 1 divided by L divided by k2 a2. So then we can use this relation. Ka means I can write a1 plus a2. Okay. Upon L, that's equals to, we can write k1 a1 by L plus k2 a2 by L. L is common, cancel out. Then we will get k is equals to, I can write k1 a1 plus k2 a2 divided by, we can write a1 plus a2. So this is about the equivalent thermal conductivity. To have the same flow of heat, this must be substance will have the equivalent thermal conductivity k equals to k1 a1 plus k2 a2 divided by a1 plus a2. So the simple students, earlier we got r is equals to r1 plus r2 series combination. In parallel combination, the equivalent resistance 1 by r, that's equals to, we can write 1 by r1 plus 1 by r2. This already you know that the same equation we have used there to get the equivalent thermal conductivity. So is it clear so far, guys?
Sir,
Online.
sir, heat will not flow
The
from one
last
block to
part,
another
can you
block, sir.
explain again, sir?
Which one? What, ma?
So second step.
This one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
From second step. Can you explain, sir,
Just
please?
like here it is, no? Yeah. 1 divided by L by K1 A1, you know. Is this? How can we write 1 is there means what? It will be nothing but 1 by 1 divided by L1 by K1. So that's why we can write this one is come to denominator, this K1A will come to numerator, then we will get K1A upon L. That's the same thing we wrote that. Instead of A, we wrote A1 plus A2. That's why directly K of A1 plus A2 upon L, that is equal to this. That
Okay,
only,
sir.
no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, 1 is there means 1 divided by 1 is there. That's why we can use this one and we can write. If you want, you can copy this, not required, leave it. Here. So is it finished now, guys? So make a note of this. For n number of small n, for n number of conductors, each of length L, for n number of conductors, each of length L, connected in parallel, for n number of conductors, each of length is not finished. No?
No, sir, 1 minute.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah, copy it, no problem. Yeah, so make a note of this then. N number of conductors, small n number of conductors, each of length L, are connected in parallel, the effective thermal conductivity or equivalent thermal conductivity, the effective or equivalent thermal conductivity, K equals to, we can write K1A1 plus K2A2 plus K3A3 plus and so on upon
Sir, afterwards.
Effective after that. Effective.
the effective thermal conductivity or equivalent thermal conductivity, any one word you can keep, divided by A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus and so on. No? So that implies K is equals to, we can write sigma of I is equals to 1 to N Ki Ai divided by Ki divided by sigma of I is equals to 1 to N Ai, we can write. So sigma of I is equals to 1 to N Ai, we can write. So this is about the thermal conductivity and coefficient of thermal conductivity. And one more note also we can write after this. What is the note? What we have noticed in parallel combination, which is constant in parallel combination? Temperature difference is constant. So make a note of this. In parallel combination, the temperature difference is same among the conductors. In parallel combination, the temperature difference is same among the conductors. Same among the conductors. Second point, the net flow of heat, is equals to is equals to the net flow of heat is equals to the sum of the heat flown in all conductors is equals to the sum of the heat flown from all conductors. So then H is equals to H1 plus H2 plus H3 plus and so on we can write. In parallel combination, the net flow of heat is equals to sum of the heat flow from each. So H equal H1 plus H2 plus H3 plus and so on in a series combination. But whereas in in parallel combination, whereas in series combination, what we can write, temperature difference is different, and heat flow will be same. So H1 equal H2 equal H3 and so on. That we have written now earlier. So the same thing here in parallel combination we can do. So this is about the series and parallel combination of conductors. Only one topic is left to finish the conduction. No? So what is that topic means? Okay, keep submitting. This is very, very, very important for objective point of view, especially NEET and JEE. That's why please focus okay, on the board how we are deriving it. So keep submitting. Growth of ice layer on lake. Growth of ice layer on lake. Growth of ice layer on lake. So listen carefully on that we can write. Okay, first listen. So how the growth ice layer means in anomalous expansion of water we have seen. How the ice layer will be formed. This is our area here. These are all water. Okay, so listen carefully. These are all water, ice layer. So because of what reason ice is formed due to the anomalous expansion, now we are going to find the time taken to grow an ice layer from 0 to x thickness. 0 to x thickness. Okay. 0 to x thickness. The ice layer, okay, this one 0. For example, here it is formed on. Initially, there is no ice layer. After certain time, if you notice it, the surface of the lake, the thickness of the ice layer, let it be x. How much time it was taken to increase its thickness from 0 to x, so that we are going to calculate. When the ice will form, how the ice will form? Generally, when the heat is escaped from the water to the atmosphere. Water to the atmosphere, then only ice will starts forming that. So at an instant of time, if you have noticed that at an instant of time t, okay, at an instant of initially at t is equals to 0, there is no ice layer. Okay, so just ice is about to start forming. At some instant of time t, if I notice that the ice layer thickness is the x, how can I calculate the time taken to grow the ice layer from 0 to x thickness? That might be centimeter or meter, later on it is. So to grow its thickness from 0 to x, how much time it will take? Let us see. This one I am going to use the integration method. So just because observe clearly. So at this instant, observe clearly. At this instant, okay. At this, let me draw the. Yeah. At this instant, okay. At this instant, let dq amount of the heat was escaped through this ice layer. Dq amount of the heat is escaped from the ice layer means so that dm amount of the water is freezed into ice. Dm amount of the water is freezed into ice. So that dm amount of the water is freezed into ice means let the ice layer thickness was increased by dx. Okay, so then let ice layer thickness was increased by dx in dt interval of time. Understand this point clearly. At an instant t equal to 0, the surface of the lake is water full of water. There is no ice. At t equals to 0, the ice starts forming, and after a time t seconds, I noticed that the thickness of the ice layer was x. I would like to calculate what is the time it will take to grow this ice layer from 0 to x thickness. So to calculate that one, what I have taken, we have considered the lake area A. Okay, so lake area A, and the delta theta is the temperature difference between this water and atmosphere. This water and atmosphere. Like d theta is the temperature difference between the atmosphere and water. Observe clearly. At this instant, dq amount of the heat is escaped out from this water through this ice layer in a dt time, so that dm amount of the water is freezed into ice, so that the ice layer thickness was increased by dx. According to thermal conductivity, what can I write? Dq by dt is equals to Ka into delta theta divided by this L, where L is the distance between the 2 points where the temperature difference is delta theta. Here, what is the distance means? Inside water is there, outside atmosphere is. The distance between the atmosphere and this water is x only. That's why I can write dq upon dt is equals to Ka into d theta divided by x. D theta divided by x. Listen carefully. So then, what is dq? How can I write dq? Means already we have studied in calorimetry. dq that's equals to ms into d theta, and dq that's equals to m into L. When we have to use this formula, means when temperature of the mass is changing, the heat evolved or absorbed, that's equals to ms d theta. When the state of phase of matter is going to be changes, the heat evolved or absorbed by using this formula. Here, water is freezed into ice means liquid phase of matter is going to convert it into solid phase of matter. That's why I need to use this formula. So therefore, dq that's equal, I can write. So how much amount of the mass is freezed? Dm amount of the mass is freezed. Then L means relation heat of ice divided by dt. That's equals to, I can write Ka into d theta divided by x. So mass can be written as, what is the mass formula? Mass that's equal to, what can I write? Density into volume. Volume can be written as area into length. Okay, so therefore I can write mass that's equal to density into volume, means how much amount of the volume of water is freezed into ice, means let it be dv. dv amount of the volume of the water is freezed into ice into latent heat of ice divided by dt, that's equals to Ka into d theta divided by x. Volume can be written as what? Volume can be written as dv, can be written as area into length of the, growth of the ice layer dx in a time dt. So then I can write dv that's equals to a into dx. So that implies rho into this dv means a into dx divided by dt into latent heat of ice, that's equals to Ka into d theta divided by, or else delta theta you can write, delta theta. Okay, so then delta theta divided by x. So this a gets cancelled. So then if I rearrange the equation, this a gets cancelled. So then I can write here rho into relation theta of ice divided by k delta theta into x dx, that's equals to, I can write dt. So integrating with proper limit, where the x value is changed from 0 to x, t value is changed from 0 to t. So then integrating with proper limits, then I'll get integral 0 to t dt, that's equals to integral 0 to x rho into relation theta of ice divided by k delta theta into x dx. So that implies integral dt means, observe clearly here I am writing the formulas. Okay, integral dx that's equals to x, integral x dx or x to the power of n dx, that's equals to x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. I am using this formula, those integration formulas. Integral dt means integral dx equal to x means integral dt must be equals to t. So then I can write t within the limits 0 to t. Constants we can write outside integration rho relation theta of ice divided by k into delta theta. Integral x dx means x to the power of what will be there? 1 is there. That's why it is in the form of x power n dx. So x power n dx integration will be x to the power of n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Here in place of n, 1 will be there. That's why I can write integral means x to the power of 1 plus 1 divided by 1 plus 1 within the limits 0 to x. So therefore upper limit minus lower limit t minus 0 is equals to rho into relation theta of ice divided by k delta theta into, we can write here x power n plus 1 means x square divided by 2 within the limits 0 to capital X. Then I can write t is equals to rho relation theta of ice divided by k delta theta of we can write x square means let it be x square minus 0 square divided by 2. Finally what I got t is finally t is equals to I can write rho relation theta of ice divided by k delta theta of x square divided by 2. So this is about the time taken to grow an ice layer on a surface of lake from 0 to x thickness. Understood? So bit difficult to understand. Just to have a look on it once. All the
Sir,
necessary points
temperature
I
of ice will
discussed.
not change, sir.
Temperature of
Ice will not change, sir.
ice, temperature of ice will not change because during the change of state temperature remains constant. No? Relation did that only we have studied or not?
Yes, sir.
At constant temperature, one phase of matter is going to convert it into another phase of matter. That's why here it is the water is freezing into ice means ice temperature will not change. Just heat is evaporated through this ice layer into the atmosphere. That's why the water under the ice layer is starts freezing that. So then we have considered this. So students, before going to write, just to have a look on it, what we have studied this. We would like to, in anomalous expansion, we have studied that how the anomalous expansion is useful for aquatic animals, how the water will be there under the ice layer, that and all we have studied that. Now we are going to calculate the time taken to grow an ice layer from 0 to x, some x thickness, x naught you can say, some y, z also no problem. At t equals to 0, the ice is starts freezing on the surface of water. After a time, small instant of time at t seconds, after time t seconds, we notice that there is a thickness of ice layer is x. How to calculate means first how the ice will start freezing means when the water, okay, so heat is evaporated from this water to the atmosphere through this ice layer, then only the ice will start freezing. So therefore, at an instant of time, after a time t, at an instant of time t seconds, let dq amount of the heat is evaporated from water to the atmosphere through this ice layer x. So that dm amount of the water is freezed into ice, so that ice layer thickness was increased by dx. Okay. So then on such case, the rate of heat dq by dt equal to ka into delta theta by L, where L is what? Distance between the 2 points which are at a temperature difference delta theta, nothing but 2 ends there, we have discussed that. Here the difference between this water and atmosphere temperature is d theta, means the temperature difference d theta is there for x distance. That's why you can write dq by dt, that's equal to k into delta theta divided by L. Delta theta is the difference between this temperature of water and the temperature of the atmosphere, let it be. And we know this two formula, dq that's equal to ms into d theta, dq that's equal to m into dl. When we are going to use this formula, you know that. So here the phase of matrix changes means I have to use this formula. How much amount of the mass is freezed? Dm amount of the mass is freezed. That's why dq that's equal to dm into relation theta phi dt. So this mass is equal to what can I write? Density into increase in volume of the ice layer dv. Volume increase in the volume means I can write area of the ice layer into increase in thickness, area into dx, volume can be written as. So based on this with proper calculation I got this relation. So this is the integrating with proper limit. Integrating means from where to where time is changing. Time is changing from 0 to t. Thickness of the ice layer is changing from 0 to x. By calculating this, we got t value. This is the time taken to grow an ice layer from 0 to x thickness. Here rho stands for density of water, L stands for latent heat of ice, K stands for thermal conductivity of ice, delta theta is the temperature difference between this water and atmosphere. That is about the IMT. Got it? Which one? First upper limit x square minus lower limit. In place of x, we should cite in the upper limit x square minus lower limit means in place of x 0 means 0 square. X square minus 0 will be x square now. Limits will be substituted in this manner. Upper limit minus lower limit. Upper limit in place of t means t. Lower limit in place of t means 0. That's why t minus 0 I do. Similarly here. Okay. So okay, just I'll narrate the 1 or 2 points, then you can copy this. Okay. Make a note of this. You can first draw this diagram. But A stands for water. A is nothing but area of lake. Very one of the objective oriented application this is. Students, have you got any doubts are there? You can ask. Respond. Online people. Who are there online? Please respond.
No doubt, sir.
Who are there in online?
No doubt, sir.
Have you got the content of this? So many people are there now. You people, please respond. Who are there?
Understood, sir.
Puneet, Preetham, and all. Okay, so the application point of view, this is important. That's why. So, any doubts we can ask this. So write 1 or 2 lines regarding this diagram. Okay. So at t is equals to 0, at t is equals to 0, at t is equals to 0, the water starts freezing. Water starts freezing. Water starts freezing. Okay, and the thickness of the ice layer, is observed to x. Keep it in quotation x in a time t seconds. In a time t seconds. In a time.
Sir, ice layer is observed.
Ice. Just a second. Ice starts freezing and the thickness of the ice layer is observed to be x, small x. Thickness of the ice layer is observed to be x in a time t seconds. In a time t seconds. In a time t seconds. Come on, next point. Delta theta is the temperature difference of the water and atmosphere. Delta theta is the temperature difference of the water and the atmosphere. Temperature difference of the water and atmosphere. Temperature difference of water and atmosphere. Next one, next point. So let dq amount of the heat is evaporated. let dq amount of the heat is evaporated. Let dq amount of the heat is evaporated in a time dt. In a time dt, dq amount of the heat is evaporated in a time dt, so that dm amount of the water is freezes into dm amount of the water is freezes into dm amount of the water is freezes into ice. dm amount of the water is freezes into ice. Master, మాకు 5 minutes ఇస్తారా? అంటే అయిపోయిన తర్వాత నేను జస్ట్ మళ్ళీ రాయాలి కాపీ. So let written dm amount of the
Water is
freezed into ice, so that continue, so that the thickness of the ice layer is increases by dx, so that the thickness of the ice layer is increases by dx, so that the thickness of the ice layer is increases by dx. dx. Next point, the increase in volume of the ice layer is, the increase in volume of the ice layer is, you can write this dv, that's equals to a into dx. The increase in volume of the ice layer dv, that's equals to a into dx. A into dx. dv is equals to a into dx. So then you can copy this. Okay, first this is the way. Okay. First finish this, then after this, at last this. If you want, you can write these formulas also, which we have used. Integral dx equals to x, integral x power n dx equal to x to the power of n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Soon you will get the integration in mathematics. There it will be clear. Till then, whenever if you got the integration, the necessary formulas we will dictate.
integration x power n dx.
X power n dx. So students having any doubts why I have used integration only? Why I have used means observe clearly. Growth of the ice layer is not a uniform process. It is a step-by-step process. Observe clearly. When ice layer is increasing, means rate of heat will be decreases. So that's why. So slowly it is increasing. It's not uniformly. Means we have considered different intervals dt. All the times if you are added, then we will get the total time to grow the x thickness. that same operation in mathematics done by integration. That's why instead of that we have used integration to get all the times to grow x thickness. It's not a uniform process, it's a step by step process. So for each step we have to calculate the time and then add. It is becoming complicated. That's why we have gone with integration. Integration will perform the same operation, mathematical operation, addition. That's why we have gone with integration.